everybody, and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I would appreciate if you could hit the subscribe button and hit the like button as well. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm relatively new here and still building my subscriber base. So in today's video, we are going to talk about the coin term rich session. And also, we are going to talk about cognitive switching as far as purchasing luxury items now. We've all seen all over the place on what's happening with people talking about Bernard Arnault losing the 11 point something billion in his portfolio, which is only on paper. He literally it wasn't wiped out of his bank account. So he's already still worth 200 billion with a B. So don't cry for him. He's just caught up a little bit closer now to Elon Musk. I think they're only a few billion apart now or something like that. So, you know, everyone's saying the luxury market's going to be over and, you know, this and that. And what is Louis Vuitton LVMH doing? And, you know, drama. So anyway, today I wanted to talk about that. And before you are like, oh, this sounds way too boring, I'm out of here, there's some really good information on this. So I hope you stick around to watch this, guys. Okay. So let's talk about first, you know, the whole luxury market and, you know, oh my gosh, losing $30 billion overnight. Well, okay. So that's because the stock market is driven mostly on future predictions. So, you know, quarterly earnings come out. There's way more driving it than just sales going down. Okay. It's all about future predictions. And despite the fact that LVMH stock did go down, they have been, their shares have been up like 24%. I mean, they're still making money. Their multiplier and their EBITDA is still excellent, which I'm not going to go into that because that'll take like a whole nother hour. But they're still strong and their earnings are still predicted over the next 5 years, you know, to increase. The luxury market as a whole over the next 5 years is predicted to grow, I believe, $40 billion. 40 billion. It's going to grow. We are in a slump. We're still recovering from 21 and 22, which LVMH actually had a really good 2022 year. The war, of course, between Russia and Ukraine has affected them greatly. As you know, they own Tiffany and Bulgari, which, you know, diamonds. They have ceased purchasing diamonds from Russia, of course. There were supply chain issues with getting glass for their wines, their champagnes, their cognacs. And then China, of course, being on total lockdown also affected them greatly. So, you know, sales also kind of dipped a little bit in the Asian market, which is LVMH relies heavily on the Asian market. So when that kind of slumped just a little bit, yeah, it's affected things. But I think as things recover, and especially if China opens back up more, you're going to see things rise. By no stretch of the imagination are people going to stop buying luxury goods. They're not going to go under. They're not going to go bankrupt. They're not going to lower their prices. In fact, we're going to see the opposite. So there's a whole sector of all kinds of stuff going on right now in the luxury world. This is just one small sector. I'm actually going to do another video on the whole resale market and luxury brands, luxury houses getting involved in that. But so the rich session. Rich session was coined, Lahart was his name, forget which, it was like the New York Post or something like that. Anyway, recession, which is coined, new term to all of us. We're used to the term recession. And in a recession, who usually gets affected the most? And that is usually the lower to middle incomes, right? But in this, we're seeing a little bit of a different spin because there is a great demand for the non-skilled labor market. I don't want to sound like offensive on this, but the lower income jobs, there is a boom and there's a lot of openings for in the hotel industry, the restaurant business, all of that. There's a great demand. Employment is there. What you're seeing now, though, is in some of these companies where, say the high-tech companies, they are actually downsizing and laying off people who are making like, $200,000 or more. They're suffering from this a little bit. So when you start cutting back on high salaried employees, plus the stock market, which we know has been, not the greatest. Also, the rise in interest rates, suddenly, how we had this huge boom. I know we did here in the Southwest. People were buying homes from California hand over fist. Interest rates were low. Now that they're higher, we've seen a complete slowdown. So what do, wealthy people normally invest in? Well, they diversify in their portfolio, but they usually have a lot of investment in real estate and the stock market. So when you start to see those things kind of take a downturn, plus you also have, cost of living, cost of food, cost of everything has gone up. Plus, if you see the high price, in luxury items, because we all know that many of the luxury items, LVMH, Chanel, they have upped their prices, some of them up to 40%. And what's interesting is they did a survey, and at least, 60% of the people they surveyed, different income levels, believe that the prices of these increases are completely, a little irrational in a sense. So when people, even with money, are starting to take a step back and say, how bad do I really want this? Even though I can afford it, do I really want to pay that much for, a canvas, even if it's leather? I don't care if it came off of the most rare cow on the planet. It's leather. So people are actually stepping back and saying, hey, I don't think I can't rationalize this purchase. Even though they say, yeah, the prices are rising, it's investment. They're not investments. Trust me. Don't start investing in handbags. You're not gonna come out ahead. So, with all that going on, yeah, there is going to be a slump, because right now, I think between the two, and that's what causes such a disparity, and which causes the recession. Prices are going up and people just not buying and can't being able to afford. So, they're still going to make money. The luxury brands and houses are still going to make money. They're fine. They're not going broke. No one's missing a meal. They're not going to do, massive layoffs. They're going to be fine. But with the Gen X and the millennials, which is I always have to look. Okay, so we've got our millennials. So anyone born 1981 to 1996, not me. And Gen Z, which is 1995 to 2012. Okay, so the millennials and the Gen Zs are the ones driving this luxury market, believe it or not. So it's not it's not the older people with money, okay? It's these younger millennials who may or may not have money to spare. So I think we're going to see a lot more credit card debt racking up. But they are actually the ones driving this. And a lot of it happened during COVID as well. Everyone was shopping online. Everyone was on social media more. What were people on social media doing? Promoting luxury brands. I mean, everybody was at home doing videos. So when you see this, you're more impressionable, you're younger, you want to fit in. What do you want? You see all these luxury handbags out there and you want it, right? So we saw a great increase in that. And also, Gen Z is still going to be, and they still are, they're still buying luxury items. They still are. It's still going, guys. It's not doing this. It's still going. It's just a little bit of a slump. So they're still going to be purchasing these items. So that's why they are predicting the luxury market to still do well. Also, because the luxury houses are getting a little bit smarter, because the millennials and the Gen Zs are more into sustainability, greenhouse, we want to do things that are better for the planet, which is super. But you're going to start seeing these houses now, they're like, okay, we want more sustainability, maybe we want more eco-friendly materials, maybe we don't want to use real leather now, we want to, steer away from that. That's why it is also more appealing to the younger audience, and also these younger designers who are up and coming. So the whole luxury industry as a whole is taking kind of a little bit of a flip. It's actually going towards the younger generation now, believe it or not. So you'll also see, I think in the resale market, which I'm going to do another video on that, because if I start talking about that, we're going to be here for like 2 hours. Yeah. So my attention span doesn't even go that long. So anyway, with all of the drama that's going on, and oh my God, what's happening? Of course, we know LVMH has had some, issues in France with the retirement age and some other things going on. So by no means is any of this going to, you're going to see things bounce back. Okay. Everyone's, between Louis Vuitton saying, we're going to make you put on a wait list for the Never Full and the Monogram, which I did a video on that as well. It's interesting. I get it, but it's not the end of the world, guys. It's just what's happening right now. It's going to pass. I don't think we all need to freak out over it that much, but, so anyway, I hope this helps you kind of understand a little bit, and not to mention, just know that a majority of the shares for LVMH are all held in Europe, which is another reason why their stocks actually have gone down, because the war between Ukraine and Russia has affected the European economy, and the cost of products and materials have gone up. So there is that effect going on. So, if you're going to be mad, I guess, about anything going on with LVMH or the prices, be mad at Putin, I guess, because really, that's a big part of it. So anyway, I hope this kind of, helped explain a little bit about that. I'm actually going to do a video, in fact, right after I get off of here, I'm probably going to jump on and do another video about the whole resale market and luxury houses. So, all right. I hope you guys stay till the end of this. I do. And again, I would greatly appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. And until next time, guys, I will talk to you later. Thanks.